Good afternoon. It's Sunday the 22nd, and one of my goals for the whole time that we're all dealing with the quarantine stuff is try to be productive. And one of the things I've been threatening to do for a while is get my garage cleaned up. I used to take lots of pride in my garage, my man cave, if you will. Not a big fan of that term, by the way. It always drives me nuts, but it is what it is. It's here. It's not going anywhere. So I gotta get all this. At some point I'll get rid of that dresser, but my goal is to get all this cleaned up and organized so that my garage doesn't look like a complete shambles, and so we can get some projects done. So let's get to it. And with a little help from Nugget. Say hi, Nugget. Say hi, Nugget.
Hello.
We were able to get the garage about 99% clean. I'm still not happy with my World War II corner back here, but we'll sort that out another time. It's hot. We got less stuff. What's that? 99%. Sad face. Good morning. I hope things are well on your side of the world. Really envious of those of you who have had the luxury of living out in the rural areas. It's something I wish I could have done for years, but right now I'm sure it's really suiting me well. My mom, example, lives in a town of maybe 1,500 people, so obviously social distancing is a lot easier there. We live in a society where, and we're all guilty of this, I'm not casting stones or pointing fingers, guilty of it as well, but we live in a society where we don't really buy into the hype or trust the news and the things that are going on until it affects somebody we know personally. And yeah, we all know Tom Hanks, and we've heard stories about the politicians who are getting sick, this, that, and the other thing. But how many of us know somebody in our actual daily life that has been affected to the extreme negative of the COVID-19? And well, for those of us in the Fort Myers, Cape Coral community, that just happened. A local gentleman who's, I believe, in his early 30s, I've met once or twice, I believe, but he was a prominent DJ in a downtown bar scene. About 2 weeks ago, my brother-in-law was supposed to go out on a cruise and it got canceled like everything else. And him and his wife were annoyed and went downtown and actually had lunch with this young man. You know, shot the shit with him, had lunch with him and his wife. They went their separate ways. 2 weeks later, that gentleman comes down with COVID-19. Tries to put up his best fight, and he has succumbed to it. Sadly, he passed away 2 days ago. And today, another person in our circle, meaning my actual circle of Facebook people I know and have been in public with over the last 14 years. May not be somebody I see on a daily basis, but you know, people I've become acquainted with through social interactions. They announced that their friend, who was somebody else I've met a few times too, who was a nurse, has contracted it, and he is in the ICU, and he's probably 32, 33. And so now it's affected 2 people I know. And before that news came out this morning, I was talking to somebody who was a nurse, trying to get them to come on my podcast to maybe give us a little more detail what's going on the hospital side. And this person told me that they don't know if they can, but have to figure out the way to make it super anonymous, because apparently everyone in the healthcare profession is being told not to talk to the media, at least at this particular person's hospital. Can't speak for all of them, but at this particular person's hospital in a major metropolitan area, their staff is being told not to talk to anybody in the media. So obviously you don't want to do anything that's going to risk your job with what's going on in the world. I don't know if they're telling people not to talk to the media to minimize false information in the telephone game, even though the people who work in the industry are there. Once they relay the truth to somebody and they relay the truth, so on and so forth, it breaks down and can become exaggerated. I don't know. I'm just playing the devil's advocate. Me personally, I think it's a little more concerning about the severity of the situation when they are telling people who are at the front lines not to talk to anybody that would be able to get out information to the public. So that definitely makes me feel that the severity of this thing, obviously we know this thing's severe. I mean, we got Navy hospital ships going to New York, but I think now on the 27th we're getting deep enough into this that I think a lot of y'all, in which if you haven't, you should take this thing a little more seriously. Now you're saying, well, you're telling us to take it seriously, but you're out driving around. I am out driving around because they suggested on Facebook today that either our county is going to put in a shelter-in-place order, which they have not done yet prior to this. They've just asked us to social distance, and they've closed the restaurants and the diners down, but they have not put in a shelter-in-place order. Well, now they're talking about it. And luckily I was able to find some toilet paper yesterday, but now I'm getting low on just daily foods. So I'm actually off to the grocery store to pick up some more beverages and food for daily consumption. You know, one of the positive things that we're seeing coming out of this whole coronavirus thing is I'm seeing a lot more people getting outside and getting their exercise in, seeing a lot more people running. The thing that concerns me a little bit, at least here in Florida, if you're up north in a cooler state, it's fine. But down here, I'm seeing a lot of first-time runners. They're running like at 1 in the afternoon, like actually between 11 and 2. I would suggest doing what Nugget and I do. Say hi, Nugget. We wait until like 6:45 at night when it's cooler, and we go running, and we find a safe place to run when it gets darkish. Or if you're a morning person, get up and run in the morning. The problem with running during the day is it's hot. It's just hot and humid. You're going to exceed yourself. You're going to wipe yourself out. And I'm not saying you're going to overheat and hurt yourself, but what probably will happen is the following day or the day after, when you want to run again, you're going to say, wow, it was so hot, it was so miserable, and you risk demotivating yourself from running again. So instead of torturing yourself by running in the hottest part of the day, you know, between 11 a.m. and 2, either run earlier in the morning or run later at night. Even if you're walking in the middle of the day, you're not doing yourself any favors. I applaud the energy and the effort of wanting to get out there and exercise, but especially down here in Florida, do yourself a favor, do it either early in the morning when it cools down. Your body will thank you for it, and you'll progress quicker and go further. Have a good one.
This has been a Digital 410 production.